The weight loss race just got intense. Zepbound crushed Wegovy in a trial helping patients lose 47% more weight, but that's just the start. With Eli Lilly investing $3 billion to ramp up production, GLP-1 medications could soon be more accessible than ever. And here's the kicker. New studies suggest GLP-1s might also reduce dementia risk and even improve inflammatory bowel disease outcomes. Stick around. This is just the beginning of an incredible story and some great news.
Welcome to the Downsized News, and we're excited to share the latest on GLP-1 medications. I'm Laraine Durham, and I've lost over 50 pounds using compounded tripeptide. That's the same ingredient as in Zepbound and Mounjaro.
And I'm Christopher Durham, and I've shed 86 pounds with these medications as well. Today, we're covering everything you need to know about GLP-1s, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Wegovy, Ozempic, tripeptide, Semaglutide, and a whole bunch more that are in development.
Before we get started, here's a quick reminder, we're not doctors. While we're passionate about GLP-1s and weight loss, please consult your doctor or qualified healthcare professional before starting any medication or treatment.
And of course, do not forget to join us for the Downsized Live this Wednesday at 7 p.m., where we dig into your questions and connect with you, our community. And while you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.
Now let's get into today's news and explore what's happening in the world of GLP-1s. Earlier this week, we covered a big story about Eli Lilly's GLP-1 tripeptide, which is commercialized as Zepbound and Mounjaro. If you miss it, you can go back and watch that video. It's worth it. Here's the recap. In the first head-to-head trial comparing Zepbound and Novo Nordisk's Wegovy, Zepbound came out on top. People taking Zepbound lost 47% more weight on average than those using Wegovy. That's a huge difference. The trial had 751 participants. After 72 weeks, people on Zepbound lost 50 pounds on average. Those on Wegovy lost around 33 pounds. And it gets better. 32% of people on Zepbound lost at least 25% of their body weight. For Wegovy, that number was 16%. Why does Zepbound work so well? It targets two gut hormones to curb hunger, while Wegovy only targets one. That dual action might give Zepbound the edge. Zepbound is also a bit cheaper. Lilly priced it at $1,060, about 20% less than Wegovy. And remember, Zepbound was FDA approved for weight loss in 2023, so it's still relatively new. This is a big win for Lilly in the race for GLP-1 medications. The weight loss drug market is booming, and this trial could give Zepbound an advantage. If you want all the details, check out that video we posted earlier this week. It's packed with insights, and we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Story number 2, Eli Lilly as well is making a significant move to help meet the growing demand for GLP-1 medications. The company announced a $3 billion expansion of the Kenosha County, Wisconsin manufacturing facility. This investment is designed to boost the production of injectable medications like Zepbound and Mounjaro. With this new facility, Lilly aims to produce more medications faster, helping to reduce delays and shortages that patients have experienced. Construction is set to begin next year. Once complete, the facility will add 750 highly skilled jobs, including positions for engineers, technicians, and scientists. During construction, more than 2,000 jobs will also be created. The site will focus on making injectable medicines, assembling devices, and packaging treatments for various therapeutic areas. Lilly's Kenosha facility will use cutting-edge technology to speed up production. Robotics, guided vehicles, and digital automation will streamline processes and improve accuracy. These innovations mean Mounjaro and Zepbound can get to patients more quickly and reliably. This expansion is part of a larger plan. Since 2020, Lilly has committed over $23 billion to expand its manufacturing capabilities worldwide. We know they've actually got a factory that they're working on right now not too far from our home here in Charlotte, North Carolina. In Wisconsin alone, Lilly's total planned investment now stands at $4 billion, including land acquisitions and additional warehouse space. Edgardo Hernandez, Lilly's executive vice president and president of manufacturing operations, called this expansion their largest U.S. manufacturing investment outside of Indiana. This will add to our ability to make both our existing and future pipeline of medicines right here in the Midwest, he said. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers highlighted the impact on the state. He praised Lilly's $3 billion expansion for bringing family-supporting jobs to Kenosha County and strengthening Wisconsin's leadership in biohealth and personalized medicine. This is excellent news for patients using Mounjaro and Zepbound to treat obesity. A larger, more advanced manufacturing site means increasing production capacity and fewer delays in getting medications to those of us who need them. It's a step forward to ensure that the life-changing medications are available when and where they are needed most. And let's hope with this expanded capacity, they can lower prices.
You know, I saw this story on LinkedIn. I was scrolling through LinkedIn the other day, and the CEO of Lilly actually reposted this story that they...
I saw you comment to the CEO of Lilly. Yeah.
And I commented and I said, please lower the price of Zepbound, or at least release the vials in all doses. Our insurance doesn't cover it.
Did he respond?
No.
Did Mr. Ricks respond?
He did not respond, oddly enough. And I mean,
Hello, David. Nice to see you.
There were lots of comments.
I looked, I think it was 1,700 comments.
Yeah. So, and lots of people like me were saying, please lower the price. Now this is, if you don't know LinkedIn, it's a business version of Facebook. So, you know, you can comment on stories and people leave all kinds of messages. And a lot of people were commenting on the economic impact it will have on Kenosha, Wisconsin. So, you know, that kind of investment, some people are really gung-ho about it and some people are a little hesitant. So
jobs are good.
Jobs are good.
Jobs are good.
Jobs are good. In our next story, in an almost inevitable move, the American Diabetes Association, or the ADA, released a statement advising against using compounded GLP-1 medications. While their concerns about safety and consistency aren't entirely surprising, the statement glosses over the critical role that reputable compounding pharmacies play in the U.S. healthcare system. The ADA sticks to the familiar script of big pharma and big healthcare companies, urging patients to use only FDA-approved GLP-1 and GIP/GLP-1 medications for managing type 2 diabetes and related health risks. However, their blanket dismissal of compounded medication fails to acknowledge that many of these products are made by long-established, state-regulated pharmacies using FDA-regulated ingredients. Compounding pharmacies are essential to personalized medicine, creating treatments tailored to individual patient needs, something off-the-shelf medications can't often do. From providing options during medication shortages to offering alternatives for those with allergies or intolerances to standard formulations, compounding pharmacies step in where traditional medications fall short. While the ADA raises valid concerns about counterfeit or poorly made compounded products, their broad recommendation overlooks the fact that not all compounded medications are created equal. Here's what the ADA highlighted in their statement published in Diabetes Care on December 2nd. Compounded products are not identical to FDA-approved versions and may lack standardized instructions. Non-standard dosing devices can increase the risk of errors. Counterfeit medication and unregulated suppliers are a real concern. And those are fair points, but lumping all compounded medications into the same category doesn't reflect how compounding works in reputable, regulated facilities. The ADA does acknowledge that some patients and clinicians might still turn to compounded products due to financial constraints or medication shortages. They recommend ensuring the compounding pharmacy is FDA registered, using medications with clear dosing guidance, and reporting any issues to the FDA's MedWatch program. Here's the bottom line. While safety is paramount, dismissing compounding medications outright ignores their vital role in U.S. healthcare. For many patients, these medications are not just a cost-saving measure. They're the best and sometimes the only solution for specific needs. The 4-page article ends with an informative section titled Resources and Advice for Professionals, Caregivers, and Individuals Considering Use of a Compounded GLP-1 that offers resources to compounding pharmacies safely. To read the entire document, the link is in the description. What's your take on the ADA's position? Let us know in the comments below.
Well, so I think it's interesting. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that they're kind of going, don't use compounding pharmacies. It kind of goes along with the party line. The whole thing about non-standard dosing and application devices, that's basically a needle and syringe, which diabetics have used
versus
for, I don't know, decades at least, 100 years. I don't know how long. So
yeah,
it's not that Americans can't do this.
Well, I think it's really important if you're using a compounded medication to follow the directions completely. Read all the directions, follow the directions. Mm-hmm. We have seen instances of people not reading the directions and having a problem. So please read the directions. And the non-standard dosing, I mean, I don't think that's a big deal like they maybe want you to think it is.
Well, I mean, that's between you and your physician.
Right. And we have read news stories of different places that maybe don't have the quality standards and the safety that others do.
Well, lots of counterfeit. So that's the statement we've said probably 100 times. This is prescription medication. Do not buy it from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If somebody says they've got extra things, don't do that.
And our mailbox gets flooded with those kind of offers. Things that say research grade, not for human consumption. Don't inject those in your body. Don't buy them. Don't inject them in your body.
Story number 4, GLP-1s are showing promise for patients with IBD, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. GLP-1 medications do more than help with type 2 diabetes and obesity. A new study shows they could also improve outcomes for people with inflammatory bowel disease, or IBD. Researchers in Israel studied over 3,700 people with both IBD and type 2 diabetes. Some of them also had obesity. They compared people who used GLP-1s with those who didn't. The results were promising. Patients using GLP-1s had a 26% lower risk of poor IBD outcomes. This includes serious issues like needing stronger medication, surgery, or hospitalization. These benefits were seen in both major types of IBD, ulcerative colitis, or UC, and Crohn's disease, CD. The benefits were even greater for patients with obesity. GLP-1 users in this group had up to a 40% lower risk of complications. However, the study found little improvement for IBD patients without obesity. The researchers say this could open new doors for treating IBD in people with obesity. GLP-1s are already known to help with weight loss and blood sugar control. Now they might also help manage obesity-related IBD. The study was led by Dr. Yuri Gorolik from Rambam Healthcare Campus in Haifa, Israel. It was published in the Journal of Crohn's and Colitis. This is one more reason to be hopeful about GLP-1s. They may soon play a bigger role in treating complex conditions like IBD. I've never had diagnosed IBD, but myself and honestly my mother's whole side of the family has very aggressive digestive systems.
Very aggressive.
That can expel food in a rapid manner.
Well, my sister had Crohn's disease, I think. She had some sort of procedure related to that a lot of years ago. I don't really know.
I don't remember that, but okay.
I don't know much about those diseases, but I know that we certainly see enough advertisements for medications for those on TV.
Right.
You know, the one with the person like crawling on the wall because their stomach is tied in knots. And so I'm sure it's quite painful.
Honestly, it's made me more regular. I don't suffer from the constipation. This actually helped
regulate.
Yeah. I don't, every once in a while I'll still get it, but it's very, very rare.
Yeah, I think it just really slowed down my whole digestion, maybe more than it had been before. So I still have to keep on top of the constipation issue, but that's a small price to pay for a 50-pound weight loss. So I'll gladly take my fiber gummies and drink my water every day. No problem.
It's exciting to see the research coming from all over the world. This is a university in Israel.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting to see so many doctors and scientists saying, what can we do with these medications?
And didn't that study say it worked even better for people who were obese versus people who were not obese? It worked better to help their IBD.
Right.
So that's interesting. Our next story, Novo Holdings, the parent company of Novo Nordisk, is backing a new obesity treatment. Antag Therapeutics, a Danish biotech company, has raised $84 million in Series A funding. The funds will help move their new drug, AT-1787, into clinical trials. AT-1787 isn't a GLP-1, but it complements them. It's called a GIPR antagonist. Antag says the drug could improve weight loss and reduce side effects for GLP-1 users. This could be promising for patients who find GLP-1s aren't perfect on their own. The obesity market is massive and competitive, with Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly dominating it. Antag believes their drug can fill a gap, addressing issues like muscle loss, tolerability problems, and suboptimal weight loss. Antag has some serious expertise behind it. Jen Holtz, one of the co-discoverers of GLP-1, is a co-founder. He worked with another scientist to develop this new treatment. In animal studies, AT-1787 delivered better weight loss and improved blood sugar control when paired with GLP-1s. It also avoided the gastrointestinal side effects some GLP-1 users experience. The drug could also work as a maintenance therapy, helping patients keep the weight off. Antag is even exploring monthly dosing options. The Novo Nordisk connection comes through Novo Holdings, which manages the wealth and assets of Novo Nordisk Foundation. Novo Holdings is also the controlling shareholder of Novo Nordisk, owning over 70% of the voting power. The foundation ensures long-term control of Novo Nordisk, making Novo Holdings a key player in shaping the obesity treatment landscape. Clinical trials for AT-1787 are expected to begin early next year. Antag's CEO says the funding reflects strong confidence in their innovative approach. Beyond obesity, the company is also exploring treatments for other conditions like cardiovascular diseases. The connection between Antag and Novo Holdings highlights a growing focus on innovative solutions for obesity. More options mean more hope for more patients. Let's see where this exciting work leads.
This isn't the first investment we've seen by some of the pharmaceutical companies. Basically, they're going out and looking for small companies and saying, hey, let's get involved in this. I mean, I would expect at some point maybe they even purchase it. It wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, there's a lot of people racing to develop drugs for this market. It's beginning. The market is huge, no pun intended.
It expands their opportunity and just gives them another group of scientists that are sitting somewhere else other than their actual offices looking at this for them. Story number 6, the Alliance for Pharmacy Compounding, or the APC, has taken a bold step in the fight to keep compounded semaglutide available for patients. The APC, representing compounding pharmacies and their patients, hired the Atlanta-based law firm Berman Sobin Lipman LLP to present their case to the FDA. In late November, on November 26, 2024, attorney Stephen T. Snow submitted a detailed letter on behalf of the APC, challenging Novo Nordisk's attempt to block compounded semaglutide by having it added to the FDA's demonstrably difficult to compound list, or the DDC list. Here's what the APC, through its legal team, is arguing. Number 1, it's vital patient access. The APC highlights that compounded semaglutide has become a lifeline for patients during the extended shortages of Novo Nordisk's branded products. Many patients also rely on compounded versions because they are more affordable. Number 2, safety and quality. The APC's lawyers stress that compounded semaglutide uses FDA-registered active ingredients, meeting strict quality and safety standards. Over 2 years, compounded semaglutide has been widely used without evidence of any safety concerns. And number 3, questioning Novo's claim. The letter points out inconsistencies in Novo Nordisk's argument. For instance, Novo criticizes the use of vials and syringes for compounded medications, yet plans to use the same packaging for its insulin products. The APC argues that this undercuts Novo's credibility. Number 4, protecting competition. The APC questions the timing of Novo Nordisk's request, filed over 2 years into shortages. The letter suggests that the move is less about patient safety and more about eliminating competition from compounding pharmacies. And number 5, patient advocacy. The APC's position reflects its commitment to protecting patient access to essential medications. Removing compounded semaglutide would leave many patients with no viable alternatives during ongoing shortages. The APC's legal action underscores the high stakes of this battle. As we all know, millions of Americans use GLP-1 medications like semaglutide to manage obesity and related conditions. By hiring a leading law firm, the APC is showing it is prepared to fight for patients who depend on these treatments. The FDA faces a critical decision. Will it side with Novo Nordisk's effort to limit compounding, or will it prioritize the needs of patients and pharmacies that serve them? The outcome will shape the future of compounded medications in the U.S. It's a battle. It's just huge, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. I know on the Lilly side, we should see something back from the parties in that case, I think on or before December 19th. This one with Novo Nordisk, it'll probably be in the beginning of next year.
In story number 7, Catalent Incorporated and Novo Holdings have received unconditional approval from the European Commission, or EC, for Novo Holdings' acquisition of Catalent. The transaction, valued at $16.5 billion, is expected to close by the end of 2024, pending final regulatory clearances, including approval from the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, FTC, which is expected to decide in the coming weeks. Novo Holdings, the parent company of Novo Nordisk, has faced scrutiny over the potential competitive implications of the deal. However, the EC's investigation found no significant competition concerns. The EC clarified that customers requiring contract manufacturing for pre-filled syringes or orally disintegrating tablets would still have multiple credible options, including Thermo Fisher Scientific, Vetter, and Pfizer's Center One. This assurance mitigates concerns about reduced market competition for critical pharmaceutical manufacturing services. Catalent, with its extensive manufacturing network of 50 global sites and expertise in advanced delivery technologies, plays a crucial role in pharmaceutical supply chains. By partnering with Catalent, Novo Holdings gains a strategic edge in scaling up production, especially for high-demand medications like GLP-1s. Novo Nordisk is set to purchase 3 Catalent fill-finish sites from Novo Holdings for $11 billion after the deal closes. This acquisition aligns with Novo Nordisk's ongoing efforts to expand manufacturing capacity and address surging global demand for its diabetes and obesity treatments. The deal, expected to be the largest biopharma merger of 2024, barring any major year-end moves, signals a significant step towards strengthening the supply chain for GLP-1 medications. For patients relying on these treatments, the partnership could improve accessibility and affordability by addressing supply chain challenges. With Europe's approval and the FTC's decision on the horizon, Novo Holdings and Catalent are positioned to reshape the pharmaceutical manufacturing landscape, offering hope for streamlined production and expanded access to critical medications like GLP-1s.
So essentially, they're buying a company that's what they do is make these things. Now, it can be any medication.
They're just expanding their manufacturing
by a lot, right? And if you project out who wins this battle, is it Eli Lilly? Is it Novo Nordisk? Is it Pfizer? It's arguable it's not even really about the best medication. It's about who can get this stuff to the patient. Because if it's out of stock, I can't sell it.
Yeah, I don't know that either of them are quote-unquote losing. They're both making billions, so.
It's still the question for them is how quickly can we take market share? So if there's 100 million people in the United States and however many billions of people worldwide, then what percentage of that can I capture right now? And without the manufacturing, that it cannot sell products I do not have.
We definitely want them to ramp up the manufacturing and have more supply available.
So this is a huge deal, and we reported on what they're doing with Grasema earlier this week. I mean, they've got to have a way to fill Grasema too. So this gives them the opportunity to put a lot of medication out. So it's going to be an exciting battle, and hopefully it's good for all of us.
Good for pricing.
Good for pricing and good for availability. They're not going to lower the price if they can't make more.
Well,
I can promise
supply,
you that.
More supply, the better.
All right, that wraps up today's edition of the Downsized News. We hope you found the updates helpful and insightful as you navigate your own GLP-1 adventure.
And while you're here, don't forget to check out our Downsized store at thedownsized.org, where you'll find GLP-1 companion products and more to support your adventure. We are an Amazon affiliate. If you click on our links, we may make a small commission.
If you've enjoyed following our adventure and you want to make sure you stay updated on it, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Hit that bell and it'll remind you every time we publish something or go live. And of course, don't forget to join us on Wednesday for our live stream.
All right, well, that wraps it up for today. I'm Laraine Durham.
And I'm Christopher Durham, and we are The Downsized.